Vlogmas, I'm doing Vlogmas. Vlogmas, I'm doing Vlogmas. It's kind of sad how excited I get about these things. Yeah. You guys, I'm doing Vlogmas. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be doing Vlogmas, but I'm not doing the normal Vlogmas. Instead, I'm just putting up 12 videos, so be on the lookout for them. And as we get closer and closer to Christmas Eve, I'm going to, basically they'll just get more festive and more Christmassy. So yes, I'm super excited to be doing Vlogmas. It was kind of a last minute decision, but watching everyone's Vlogmas videos just really made me feel left out, and I wanted to join the party. So, I'm doing Vlogmas. Alright, let's get started. I actually really like calling it Bookmas too. I feel that that is extremely appropriate, especially for the videos that I will be doing this Vlogmas. A lot of them will be very book concentrated and book related. So with that being said, let's jump right in to this video. Today I'm going to be talking about my TBR for December. Now, one of my first videos on this channel was actually talking about a TBR that I had for both November and December, and I kind of lumped them both together because it was a large amount of books, and I did NaNoWriMo last month, so I wasn't planning on having that much time to read. In fact, I knew that I probably wouldn't read that much last month, which, side note, was not what actually happened, but we'll talk about that at the end of this video. Anywho, so yes, so I did already do a TBR video for both November and December, and I will link that below if you want to go check those out. However, I actually ended up going to the library yesterday, and I picked up some more books, and it's so crazy because the books that I had on my TBR already, I haven't read any of them yet. So I kind of have adopted this common booktuber problem of the ever-growing TBR. Thankfully, these are library books, so that kind of forces me to read them, because since I didn't purchase them, I can't just leave them sitting around. You know, they're gonna be due at some point. You can only renew your books so many times. So I kind of have that added pressure of having to return them to kind of force me to read. But yeah, so now my TBR list is about 23 books long. Oopsies. But that's besides the point. Let me show you the new books that I have to add to my TBR list for December. And I must say I'm extremely excited about every single book on this list. So yeah, let's just get right into it. The very first book is actually not a library book. It's a book that my dear friend Angel bought me for my birthday, and I haven't heard a lot about it on BookTube actually. Not really. And it's by Jennifer Donnelly, who, if you've read some of her books or heard about them, she usually writes historical books. I know one is called The Tea Rose or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have never read any of her books. But for whatever reason, when I saw this book in Barnes & Noble, I was really drawn to it, and I don't know, it looks cool. It's called Deep Blue. Look how pretty the cover is. It's so pretty, right, y'all? And as you can guess from this cover, it is a mermaid story. So I don't know too much about it, but basically it is about a young girl who I think is about to be crowned or something. Like, she lives under the sea in this underwater kingdom, and I believe she's about to be crowned. Seraphina, daughter of Isabella, queen of Miromara, has been raised with the expectation and burden that she will someday become ruler of the oldest civilization of the merfolk. On the eve of the Dokini ceremony, which will determine if she is worthy of the crown, Sarah is haunted by a strange dream that foretells the return of an ancient evil. But her nightmare is forgotten the next day as she diligently practices her song spell, eagerly anticipates a reunion with her best friend, Neela, and anxiously worries about Mahdi, the crown prince of Matali, and whether his feelings towards her and their future betrothal, I can never say that word, but basically engagement, have changed. Most of all, she worries about not living up to her mother's hopes. So there's just a little teaser. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I've heard good things about it. I looked it up on Goodreads. I've heard good things. So maybe if I really like this, I'll go pick up some of Jennifer Donnelly's other books that she's written. But this is her very first young adult. So that's also exciting. And it's published by Disney Hyperion. Is that how you say it? Hyperion? Hyperon? Somebody let me know. But yeah, Deep Blue. So that's the first book that I have on my TBR. And since I do own this book, I do not anticipate reading it this month, but who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens. The next book I picked up from the library is something that I'm very, very excited about. It is my very first Brandon Sanderson novel. Now, everyone raves about him here on BookTube. Everyone just devours his novels and loves his books. And I've never read anything by him, and I don't think I've ever read any high fantasy adult novels. So this would be also my first in that genre. And this is the first in the Mistborn series. So I'm excited to get into this one. Next, we have another book that is also much beloved and much raved about here on the tubes, and it is by the ever impeccable Colleen Hoover, and this is Ugly Love, which is her latest. I've heard really good things about this as well, and I'm excited to get into this one this month. Next, we have Cress, which is the third book in the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer, and I read Cinder, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was a bit overhyped, actually, to be honest. I thought the writing was very simplistic. There wasn't anything really special about the way it was written for me. I found the story to be predictable. I pretty much guessed I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't read it, but I pretty much guessed, who she really was early on, once they told us the possibilities, I guessed right away. And so, but it was still fun. I thought it was very original. The storyline is very original and creative, and it was a fun story. And so right now I'm in the middle of Scarlet, and I'm about, I would say, maybe 6 chapters in, and I keep picking it up, putting it down. I haven't really been able to get into it, but I will get to it. I will finish it, and I will read Cress because I have it now, and it's due at some point. And yeah, so that's gonna force me to read them all in time for, I think, the last book, which comes out some point next year. So, Cress. Next, I have a book here that I am extremely excited about. When I saw it on the shelves in the library, I did an internal squeal because the author of this novel is one of my favorite booktubers. And I don't know, I just think it's cool that she has a book and I want to read it. And it is Roses by G.R. Mannering. And I will link her channel down below if you want to go check her out. She is a British or English booktuber. She's super just cool and fun to watch, articulate. I really love her taste in books, and I love a lot of what she has to say. And I really am loving the fact that she is a published author. She's working on the sequel to this, actually. I believe there is a series of them coming out. This is the first one. She's working on the second one, I believe. So yes, I'm excited to read this one. Oh, I forgot to tell you. It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. So another fairy tale retelling. I see a pattern. Fairy tale retelling. So yeah. So I will definitely do a review on this when I'm done, and I'll let you guys know what I think about it and how I liked it. I have heard really good things about it though, so no worries on that score. Roses. The next book I am dying to crack it open. I just finished reading The Darkest Minds last month by Alexander Bracken, and whew, the feels, y'all. That book, the feels. So I quickly picked up Never Fade. Okay, almost forgot the title. Quickly picked up Never Fade. I know In the Afterlight is out, and I will get to it. First, I gotta read this one, and I'm just loving it so far. Not Never Fade, but The Darkest Minds, the stories, the characters. Ruby is an excellent female protagonist. I love her. Liam, guys, Liam. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak. I love him so much as a character. Chubbs, I love Chubbs. Zoo, I love Zoo. I love everyone. And I'm really excited to get back to them and check back in with how they are and what they're doing in this book, in Never Fade. And I'm kind of scared too. After the ending of The Darkest Minds, I'm not going to spoil anything for those who haven't read it. Please go pick it up. You will really enjoy it. It was one of my favorite books of 2014. So yes, I'm super excited to get into this so that I can go ahead and pick up In the Afterlight and wrap up the series. Here we go. Then I saw this standing on the shelf right next to Never Fade, and I couldn't resist. I could not resist. And this is Brightly Woven, which is Alexander Bracken's very first novel. This is the first novel that she ever had published, and it precedes the Darkest Minds trilogy. So of course I had to pick this up. Y'all, you know, I'm so excited to read her very first book. I honestly don't know anything about this. I didn't even read The Dust Jacket. I just saw it, I grabbed it, and yeah. You guys can definitely check it out on Goodreads, see what it's all about, because I didn't really do that either. I just saw her name on the book and I was like, yeah, must read. She has become a must-read author for me, so yes. And then, last but not least, is a series that is written by one of my absolute favorite authors. I absolutely love this author. I adore her writing style. Her prose is beautiful. Her storytelling skills are up here. And so far, I've really loved everything that she's written. So of course I had to get on this series. And by this series, of course, I'm talking about, yes, the Raven Boys series by Maggie Stiefvater. Now, of course, I don't have the last book. This is such a pattern. I could only get Never Fade, and I couldn't find In the Afterlight, and now I only have these two, and I couldn't find, what is it, Blue Lily Blue? What a tongue twister of a title. But I have the first book, which is The Raven Boys, and I also have the second book, which is The Dream Thieves. And with Maggie Stiefvater books, I like to know as little as possible going in. I remember with her very first series, the Linger series or Shiver series, whatever you want to call it, I'm not sure of the official title of that series. I didn't know anything when I picked it up. Way back when it first came out. I just knew that it was during, after all that hype that had happened around Twilight, and people were really loving paranormal, vampire, werewolves, etc. And I just saw it in the bookstore, I picked it up, I knew absolutely nothing about it. And I know the series got mixed reviews, but personally, I loved it. I loved the prose, the storytelling, and the characters. Then she also has her Scorpio races and books. I love those. I'm probably going to absolutely adore these, and I'm so excited to get into them. So I don't know anything about this series. Nothing, okay? I have avoided being spoiled, and I'm very proud of myself, because usually I get spoiled so easily, and usually I don't mind being spoiled, but with this I was like, oh no, I'm not watching any videos, I'm not watching any reviews. I barely even read The Dust Jackets, so I'm going in kind of blind on this one, and I'm really excited about that. I think I'm going to really love these. So yes, so that's it. That is it. That concludes my library haul, And as I said earlier in this video, I talked about the fact that I hadn't read any books. None of the 23 books on my TBR have been read, and that's because for whatever reason in November during NaNoWriMo, I was reading a lot of ebooks on my Kindle, also from my library. Just download the ebooks from the library's website, and that brings me to the fact that that will be my next video. So after this video, look out for my November wrap-up. Continuing this Bookmas / Vlogmas. Why can't I speak? Continuing this Bookmas / Vlogmas series, okay? So I will be filming that one probably right after I film this video. I will be filming my November wrap-up and let you know all the wonderful books that I read in November that are strangely none of the books that I hauled in my last TBR. Alright, and that's it for today's video. No, I don't have anything else to tell you guys. That is it. I will link all of my links below. Please follow me on Twitter. I just signed up for Twitter. The things that I do for you guys. So please do follow me. I will most likely follow you back. Also, I will have my Instagram linked below and my Goodreads. So go follow me on all my social media sites. Check out my last video, which I will have linked at the end of this video, so you can check that out. And also go and check out my original first ever TBR video, which I will link below. And that's it. I will see you guys in my next Bookmas Vlogmas video, okay? Bye. Bye, guys. I want all the books. I want to own all the books. When I stop being poor, I'm gonna be buying books like you ain't never seen, boo. But until then, it's a library's life for me. Yo-ho. Good friends buy you books. The day the rains came was like any other, blistering air coating the canyon in heavy stillness. Just as the rains came after 10 long, dry years, a young wizard, Waylon North, appears to whisk Siddle Maribel away from her desert village. North needs an assistant, and Siddle is eager to see the country and to join him on his quest to stop the war that will surely destroy her home. But North has secrets about himself and why he chose Siddle, about his real reasons for the journey. What does he want from her? And why does North's sworn enemy seem fascinated by Siddle himself? Magic and hard-won romance are woven together with precision and brilliant design by a first-time novelist. All right now. Why, hello lovelies, and yes, it has been a while since I have filmed a video. As y'all know, NaNoWriMo is officially over, and there's just been a lot of life stuff that I've had to catch up on.